Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Vishit, if you are
Hello,
speaking,
everyone.
if you're speaking, you're audible. Why you're speaking? Because I was a little confused. Are you speaking or not? Because I would see the screen.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat what you said?
I was saying, were you speaking? Because it's been 5 minutes. I've been waiting somebody speaking because I could see your screen that you were presenting. Hi, good
Yeah,
afternoon.
yeah, it was the internet was giving a hard time. That was why.
So, are we waiting
Hello.
to Tuli and Emret to join?
I'm sorry, come again?
Are we waiting this Amran and Tuli to join?
Yeah. Mm,
All right.
the team is here from Abraho's office. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so we can start now with the weekly
Sure,
ones. Let me.
sure.
So the agendas remain the same this week. We're going to start with personal wins, then organizational updates, education updates, and core dev updates mainly. So maybe Bahati, we can start with you. Personal wins. How did your week go? What was a personal win for you this week?
All right, so Mr. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm not the part of this, your graduate team. I'm part of this Tuli and team where I help them to get you people, the place. So I'm not sure how my win would relate to your work, but of course let me talk about. So Tuli, Amran, and I are trying to get more of the companies where we have our talent pool placed, and probably we may have a good organization to onboard it yeah, very soon. So that was my this win because I recently started with A2SV. I believe you people must be working for long. I mean, correct?
Yeah. Yes, you're correct.
If you could just, all right, so Ebra joined. Hi, Ebra, good afternoon.
Barty, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. So it's
Nice.
a very busy day. I'm currently in
Great.
Turkey. Unfortunately, I couldn't make our meeting earlier in the day. There is a lot going on, but very, very good progress. So
Yeah,
very happy to see that you are with us. How are you?
doing great, great. I was just talking to Mr. I was telling her, she started asking like your. So I was introducing myself that I recently joined new people. Yeah.
Please go ahead. I am very glad you are meeting the team.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I've already explained. So now what do you?
All right. So my personal wins. So team, I am at home, and after a while, maybe about 6 months, I am together with my parents, with my family, and I have a newborn. So I have a niece. So and she's about like 3 months old, and like I had some time 2 days ago. She is super cute. Of course, she doesn't speak, or we don't understand her yet, but it's really, really lovely to have some family time, eat my parents' food, and have some great meetings in Turkey. So some of our folks may remember Mr. Jahid. He visited us in Ethiopia. So there was a Turkish guy months back, and like we are actually having series of meetings with him. Like we have a great energy match. He's very smart. He understands business. He loves making great impact in the world, and like our meetings usually take extended times for a good reason. and like this is the mixture of, let's say, great personal wins as well as some A2SV wins. So I am happy that I'm in Ethiopia, and sorry, I'm in Turkey, and looking forward to go to Rwanda next week for Global AI Summit on Africa.
Wow, great.
Thank you very much. So Bharti, did you already share your personal wins?
I did kind of because I was just about to get to know all of everybody. So yeah, I did. First of all, my personal wins just to start with the A2SV only, because of course I consider this my personal growth as well. So I explained about them that Tuli and Brendan and I are working on the same, where we are trying to meet most of I mean a lot of clients, and making these strategies. So I consider this week as my I mean A2SB growth is my personal growth. That's what I just consider, and I kept this goal.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you.
And Abigail, do we continue? Should I nominate somebody for personal wins?
Yeah. If it's
All
visible to
right,
see.
definitely. So in that case, I wanna bring Asnake, our project lead for Escalate. Asnake,
Hello, guys.
hi.
Hi.
Okay, for this week, I mean, my personal wins this week. I'm about to finish my third book. I think I'm not a good reader, but this is the only thing I remember. I do a good thing.
Beautiful, Asnake. Do you
Yeah.
support any football teams?
Could you come up again?
Do you support any football teams?
Yes. I'm a Manchester United fan.
Oh, very unlucky. How about the national team? Like I've seen this week, Ethiopia crashed one team. I think it was against Djibouti, like
Yeah,
5-0 or something, right? 5 or 6-0. Like that was quite impressive.
yes, but just it's been a long time since I have seen the Ethiopian match, so I'm
Really
tired of English. So yes,
very nice, very nice. And I hope you guys are going to be successful next season. Like for Manchester United in the last end seasons, I guess we've been saying the same thing. But
yeah,
you
I hope
never
so.
know. Maybe next year is that year.
All right, so should I nominate someone or just
You can nominate a person.
well, Abigail? Could you share your personal wish?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was For me, I think this week has been okay. I had some exams from school, so that went well, I would say. And I also got to meet with friends on Saturday, friends that were going abroad, so I had a good time with them as well. I think I would say those are my wins. Okay, I think we can go with nominating one more person and then we can continue with the organizational updates. Ananya, your personal wins.
Hey everyone. So personal wins was quite a packed week for me at the office, since because of the internship and second year as well. So did not do that much. Mm, yeah, it's just pretty much work. Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I did.
Okay, so I think we can now continue with the organizational updates. So over to you, Amber.
Thank you very much, Abigail. Yes, so relatively speaking, a busy week, team. I hit the beginning of the week in Qatar, and the remaining time, like since Tuesday night, I'm in Turkey. So what happened? We had a great meeting with Raju. So this is my contact from the Qatar Investment Authority. And he is not the right person because he does investments for Series D and beyond. So big whales, big companies are in his radar. But he promised me to connect with people, the right people that are making smaller investments in the same organization. But this is the last week before the Ramadan. And in Qatar, apparently, this week is the time that people are wrapping projects up and starting their vacations. In that regard, he's going to connect us for the remote meetings with the right people in Qatar Investment Authority. And on Monday, I had some other great meetings. So somebody from the CEO office, a director of Qatar Foundation, invited me to the headquarters. It was a pleasure to listen their vision about what kind of achievements they have had in the last 30 years and what's coming in the future. So I was deeply impressed. I heard great things about Qatar, but when you go somewhere, when you see it with your eyes, it's a different experience. It is quite remarkable. I don't know how many such impactful organizations are there in the world, but they have truly transformed the country. It's in the middle of the desert, but right now they have a lot in terms of education, in terms of opportunities, in terms of moving the economy from natural resources based to knowledge based. So there are about 300 Qatari people, the locals, and 2.7 million expats living. And Qatar Foundation is one of the main instruments. So that is owned by the royal family. They have the vision, they have the resources, they have the implementation. I was super impressed. And he also connected me with, I guess I forget to add, I was in rush to populate the events. He connected me with University of Doha Science and Technology, UDST. So this is one of the top universities in the country. It's a public university. They have a very good software engineering department. I had meetings with the department head, head of AI department, head of partnerships of the university, and all the conversations were great. They are very interested in A2SV operations, and we will follow up after the Ramadan Eid is over. Next, in the evening, a person from the Communication and Information Technologies Ministry, a director, he was kind enough to invite me to his mejlis. That's what they call. So he also brought some friends, and from 10:20 p.m. until 4:20 a.m., we had a meeting. So when a meeting takes such a long time, obviously it's a great sign. And he was truly impressed what we have achieved with what we have in Africa, in Ethiopia. And he said this, Emre, if A2SV operations come to Qatar, my salary will be halal. Meaning his job is bringing such kind of programs to his country. So this was particularly pleasing. We've discussed in what ways we can contribute to the tech ecosystem there and how this can also benefit A2SV. So there are many great win-win opportunities, and hopefully in the following weeks we are going to take some concrete steps. So another win that is not mentioned here, the birth of Masar.qa. So Masar means path, career path in Arabic. And in that majlis, we also had head of HR of the ministry. And he was truly impressed with Akil Connect. And he wanted to have a joint project. So they have the need. He has over 15 years of experience, and he directly reports to the minister. And our amazing team, Akil, has already gone ahead and deployed Masar.qa. So the project is up. We already started making specializations as they requested. And I'm very happy to see that we are taking very bold and fast actions. So hopefully these are going to turn back as great resources that we are going to benefit our operations all over the continent. Next, as you see, I'm in Turkey. And as I mentioned with Mr. Jahid on Wednesday, as well as yesterday, we had great meetings. And we have discussed how we can have a pilot in Turkey, how we can build better relations with African countries and governments and schools. He is a very smart guy. He has vision. He has the passion and ambition to make a great positive impact on humanity. I feel particularly happy to be in his network and with his interest to help our operations. So we had a meeting at his office, and then we had a great dinner and beyond yesterday. And on Monday, he's also going to introduce me to his business partner, and altogether we are going to do great things. And his business partner is a Harvard alumni. Next, so we have seen what we have achieved, and some things that didn't finish yet, but we are going to be able to send them hopefully today. After weekly wins, I will be on the Rwanda documents. We want to send it out before the weekend so that they can have a chance to take a look. I will be in Rwanda starting Tuesday, and I'm going to be there until next Wednesday. So we hope that the week is going to give them time to review our proposals, MOUs, and early next week, I really want to bring some good news to the team, some signed agreements in Rwanda. And finally, so while all these things were happening, team, unfortunately, we didn't have much time for MTN and Ethiopian Airlines proposals. We hope that we'll be on them next week. So, about the wins, any questions or points, team? If not, let's continue. Yes, Abigail.
No, there's no question.
All right. So when we take a look at for the plans for the next week, as I mentioned, on Tuesday, I'm going to be flying to Rwanda to attend Global AI Summit on Africa. And team, this event is way bigger than what I have initially thought. Believe it or not, now there is a web page in which there is a photo of Eric Schmidt, who is a former Google CEO, who is a billionaire and who dedicated more than $1 billion for tech education in the world, and myself. So this is not to see myself big, but this is a golden opportunity to be connecting with such great people. Kerim Beguir, who is the CEO of InstaDeep, is going to be there as well. And I really hope that this is going to be a great opportunity to give visibility on our lovely operations to influential people. So this is a very important week, team. Wish me luck, pray. Hopefully, we are going to get some great news from Rwanda next week for the future of A2SV. And as I have mentioned, those proposals, we really hope to get some signed before I leave Rwanda. So it may not be signed next week. We will do the deliveries, physical deliveries as well. But I really hope early next week may be the time that we can get some deals signed. Next, if we can finish, MTN and Ethiopian Airlines proposals will be submitted. And on Monday, before I leave Turkey, we are going to have the partnership meeting with Onja. So as I mentioned, Mr. Jahid is going to introduce his business partner to me. And he's a Harvard alumni, a great guy, and we'll see what we can do all together. So it's my pleasure to share the wins and plans for the organizational side. And if there are any questions or points, it would be my pleasure to answer, team.
No questions from. There's a question with me, maybe.
Back to you, Abigail.
Okay, we can continue then if there's no questions. Up next is education updates, Ethiopian education updates by Ananya.
All right. Okay, quite a packed week for Ethiopian education. When we see G5, first off, on the wins, we were able to deliver 3 lectures. We continued giving the UI UX track, which will continue next week as well. We distributed the project ideas, was done on our last weekly wins, just at the end. So it's good to include it here. Then we started the product work for the newly started projects, mainly research and team organization. And we continue to give the tracks for the interns. They were supposed to finish it today, but they probably will need a few extra days. So we'll see their progress until Sunday and decide on that. Okay, so for plans of secondary education, we will continue product work. So interviews, roadmaps, and structuring the requirements are our main plans. Uh, we'll also continue to give out the UI UX track. We will start building the startup project for second year, which is the A2SV portal. All of the teams are going to be building the same thing. Continuing, we will finalize the tracks for the interns and they will start their startup projects as well, which is going to be different from what second year is building. When we see G6 education, we deliver the binary search and sorting tool lecture, part one. We finalized the ICA document. There are some feedbacks that we received from the students, which we will be discussing on the academic weekly meeting this Sunday. Ramadan compensation sessions as well, completed successfully. This round of one-on-ones continued successfully again. We were able to finalize the preparation for the new converts. And when we see the plans, we plan to continue the part two of the sorting lecture. Graphs will also be delivered. We'll continue the Ramadan compensation session since next week is the last week for Ramadan. And also we will finalize this round of one-on-ones. And last action item is onboarding the new converts. So quite a lot of stuff here. Any questions for Ethiopian education? All right, yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ananya. Up next, we have Ghana Education Updates by Mati or any other team from Ghana.
I'm here, Ravi. All right. Sorry, I quickly jumped in. I saw the time. I was not able to update the slides. So I'll give the updates verbally. So for the wins, we are able to receive the funding for the camp, which is great news. So now we can finalize our camp preparations, which is to make payment for the accommodations and the physical space. So that way our students can secure accommodation for the camp. So the money is in our hands. The next step is to send it to the accommodation halls. Once that is done, we can announce the start dates of the camp. So yeah, and then we are also able to do rehearsals for the camp lectures. Those were done, and we are able to filter out students that need a special one-on-one, students with different cases. This has to they are filtered. So for the plans, it is to discuss with the students before the start of the camp, and then to announce the start date of the camp so we can start. So yeah, and the kickoff for the camp would be next week as well. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's solely focused on the camp. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody questions for Ghana Education Updates? Not, we can continue. Up next, we have Remote Education Updates by Ananya again.
All right, yes, Anani again. So for remote education, when we say at G6, we were able to deliver one lecture, which is the prefix sum lecture. Continuing, we finalized this round of one-on-ones. So it's ongoing because there are a few more individuals. Continued the Ramadan session as well, same as in person. When we see the plans for G6, there's going to be a break for the students starting from next week. When we look at G5 secondary education, we finalized delivering the lectures as well. Only three were left. We collected the preferences of the tracks for the students, which is quite different from how we do it for in person. And finally gave a track assessment for the students. So next week, the only plan is to start the development tracks based on the assessment scores the students have. All right, so that's pretty much it. Any questions for remote education? Okay, thank you, Abigail.
Thank you, Ananya, again. Up next, we have Core Dev. We're going to start with Escalates, which will be presented by Abisalom today.
Okay, so this week wins for Escalate is prepare the content for the 4 static pages that we made. And we have also reviewed feedback from Akash and Emre about the updated document of the Upwork agency. And we also posted the UI UX position on Akil. So after we reviewed the feedback from Akash and Emre, we also sent the updated document to Brian for further feedback. And we also implemented AutoMapper to improve maintainability on our code. And we completed and deployed the 4 static pages on render. While some fixes remain, we have posted it on render and it will be later reviewed. We have also cleaned up the profile page on the mobile app and finished designing the UI for the job feature also. On the next week, we are planning to finalize the code-based refactoring, and we will, after Brian gave us the feedback, we will review it again. So after the review, we'll do a we'll finalize the Upwork agency document, and we will conduct a demo with the web team and the mobile team, and then gather team feedback on the 4 static pages. Like I said, there are some fixes remaining on the pages, so we will be taking feedbacks for those pages. And then we'll also add a certificate feature to the mobile app. So this will be the plan for the next week. Thank you.
Okay. So if questions for Escalate, we can move on to the next one.
Abigail, I have one question for Asnake. Asnake, when do you think we'll be able to open our agency on Upwork?
So after finishing the review with Brian, if he's available, just we will just add one additional fixes, and we'll send it to the document. I think you do have the link right now. So if you think the document is ready, just you can, since you are the one who created the Upwork agency, you can create the Upwork agency and fill the contents using the document.
Perfect. Maybe by the end of next week or latest next week, we can hope that our agency will be officially open.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Dime, which is presented by Muskan.
Hello everyone. So for Dime this week, our wins are we Zealand Bank with Emery, but I think he's having a busy Friday, so maybe early next week we plan to do that. And there's a implementation on push notification feature that's now yet to be completed. So yeah, and other dynamic exchange rate for walkthrough page. So this is we're making the exchange rate that's going to be visible for all unregistered users visible. So we have made that unprotected. So before they log in, they will see real-time data of exchange rates for top four currencies. So we've started writing texts for mobile features. We have also written tests for email notification feature specifically. So our plans next week, if things go well, we will visit some bank and next up our push notification feature and also review our latest API feedback on that. So developers would start working on the feedback. So there will be also some bug fixes and feature improvements from that feedback. Yeah. And we will plan to continue increase our test coverage or for backend in mobile. If you guys have any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gay. Up next, we have audit, which will we have Yapsala for audits. So for audits, this week we have finished writing tests for. We were fixing bugs and adding tests for the backend endpoints. We were also fixing pregnancy and period tracker bugs on the mobile side. We have visited St. Paul's Hospital and we have scheduled an appointment with a doctor for next Friday. He was willing to onboard his patients. So we also reviewed the SEMA proposal with Embre. For next week, we will continue testing the backend and the front-end endpoints. We will release a new version of mobile APK, and we will also submit the SEMA proposal. And next Friday, we will visit St. Paul's Hospital to onboard the patients. If you have any questions, please. Thank you, Absala. Up next, we have SkillBridge, which will be presented by Lydia. Okay. So for our wins, we did a school visit at Selassie and Cathedral School. We had some bug fixes and UI adjustments on the web. We prepared the bug list documents with the product team. We created new endpoints for specific user quiz listings. And for the premium access for partner schools was implemented. So for our plans for next week, we plan to visit Mary's High School, Mary from Audit, to talk about SkillBridge. We're going to create more tasks based on the bug list document that we created. We'll have a new version of Android released after the production backend is deployed. We're going to revise the learning plan script for better learning path orderings. And we're also going to change the logic of the delete account from the backend. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions? Right. Okay. So up next is AfroChat, which will be presented by Hiao. Or a person in the meeting, I think. Okay. I think Hiao is in a meeting. Let's go for it, and if he finishes, we can come back. Yes. Okay, Aki, which will be presented by Yosef.
Okay, thank you everyone. At Akil, our wins are we have forked and started working on a Masar.qa. As you know, Masar is a version of Akil that is tailored to for Qatar market, or the target customers will be, or target users will be in Qatar. So I hope we're gonna bring the best features and capabilities of Akil to the Masar. And also we have integrated the user experience section in the applicant detail. Where in the applicant detail, we also have reconfigured the way the organization looks up the experience, the skills, the additional questions, and also the extra notes that will be visible on each applicant when the organization evaluates the applicants. And also we have released the iOS version for the Akil on App Store, and we have finalized production release for web. And also, finally, we added additional information for the organization of the AI resume sorting. The AI resume sorting, it sorts each applicant's resume based on using AI. So we added additional features so that it can better evaluate and uh, measure each applicant with more precision. Our plans for the next week include releasing a new version of Akil for Android on Play Store, as we have released the App Store, the iOS version on the App Store this week. We also added additional information for organization on the AI resume sorting. We also gonna be releasing new features for the production on the web. That to the production, and we're going to also redesign and implement the onboarding step on mobile. Thank you. Is there any question? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Yosef. Up next, we have Rate It, which will be presented by Abdul Samad, which I think will be joining us remotely. Hello, Samad, are you with us in the call?
I don't see him in the meeting, Abigail, but we may have some other rated members in the office. Maybe they can go ahead and give us the updates. Oh, actually, he just joined.
Okay.
Abdul Samit just joined.
Hello guys, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, great. So my name is Abdul Samad Abdalila. I'm from Team Rated. So today I'll be presenting the weekly wins and plans. So before that, just to introduce what Rated is doing. Like Rated is a platform which is dedicated to create such a great dining experience for Ethiopians and even beyond. So Rated tries to address the fragmented and unreliable restaurant informations by providing smart discovery of restaurants, QR menu ordering, and as well as authentic insights and reviews for users to decide. So having said that, let's proceed to the wins. So this week, our first win is that we successfully implemented the QR menu ordering features. So at the backend, it's completed, and for the web, it's finalized, and the mobile teams have already started implementing it. So next thing, we have added sponsored listings on the backend side. The next one is adding payment integration. I think this one needs more execution. Like we have to address like bill splitting and other payment integration setups. So the next one is item addition and updates on the web, and the mobile business app has been implemented successfully. As for the plans, we are continuing the QR implementation on the mobile. And the next thing on the back end, we are trying to add user analytics and management API endpoints. and also editing orders on the QR menu web, and adjusting business branch pages for branch management to support multiple branches. So far, we have a restaurant chain management, so we are trying to create single branch management systems as well. The next one is redeploying the test backend, but test deployment. And lastly, adding the payment integration on the QR menu. If you guys have any question, you are welcome. Hello.
Okay, no questions from this side. So, someone, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So before this, I think we have after-chat updates by, yeah.
Okay, greetings everyone. I had to be part of some important meeting. That's why I skipped my turn. And back to our wins. From the mobile end, there were unit tests and widget tests on the following features: home, gallery, and search. And our biggest achievement of the week is to integrate the latest Gemini models, namely Gemini 2.0 Lite, Gemini 2.0 Flashlight, and an experimental and the most sought after model right now, Gemini 2.5 Pro. We also made a great progress on endpoint development and integration to the admin dashboard. We were able to bug fix uh, 5 bugs and 5 improvements on the web. And we planned a review session with Emery to receive feedbacks on the current AfroChat platforms, and hopefully we'll do it today. And for plans next week, we'll continue our unit tests and widget tests on our main feature chat, and we'll test the platform and continue resolving bugs to make our platform more stable. We also finalize the admin dashboard integration and deploy the changes. That's our plan for the next week. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I think now we have conclusive remarks by Emre.
Yes, Abigail. So, team, like this week has definitely shown me that life is more than what we think it is. And in order to understand what else it offers, we need to go ahead and interact with the rest of the world. So we have been waiting for funding from donation, the generous donation coming from Karim for a long time that has materialized. We were able to send loans and cover some ground operation budgets after a while. And I am very happy that this has taken place. And I want to personally thank to Karim for his belief in our mission and our team's capability of getting there. So when we trust each other, when we build things together, we can go way further than what we can imagine at the beginning. So I want to remind all of us, when I came to Ethiopia, when I came to Africa for the first time, my vision was training only 5 people. And I was going to ask them to train one person each. So the dream, the big vision as the founder of A2SV I had was 5 people, 5 people, 5 people every year. And this was going to make 100 people in 20 years, guys. So we are in our 6th year. And we came together. We have our education squad. We have our development teams. We have our marketing team. We have our product and business development team. And all together, we have already impacted more than 1,000 people. In our communication, we say we trained more than 800, right? So this is including the 5th generation. But in the 6th generation, we started education for 300 people in person and about 150 people remotely. So this is more than half of what we had trained in the last 5 years. So this is the growing impact of A2SV. And that is way beyond my imagination. So at some point, I was ambitious, guys. And I went to Europe. I worked in London for a year. And I went to US. I worked in the US for about 6 years and more. And team, I see the world as my home. I may not be originally from Africa, but I spend 80% of my time in this lovely continent. And I believe I'm a mega ambitious person. And I believe I'm not alone. We are doing this together with some other mega ambitious people. And together, let's stay home and build. We are already doing that. A technology that has been built in Ethiopia has impressed very high-level people in Qatar. And this is just the beginning. So let's stick together, continue doing some other mega ambitious things, team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emre. So we conclude this week's weekly wins, the weekly wins of March 28th with this. See you all next week.
See you.